How does time influence your manifesting? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. And you're listening to Ariana Rollins. But before we dive into the episode, if you'd like to kickstart your manifesting journey, get that clarity, and then dive in to making some really positive changes, I invite you to get my free gift, including a meditation and a worksheet at mindfulachiever.com. I was recently reading something that really struck me. And as we dive into this episode, I'm going to bring in some other references. They may be familiar to you, they may not. But it is all about time and not only our perception of time, but how time can change. And this is a quick quote from something I was reading about cycle management. And it's basically looking at time and when are good times to plant your garden? When are good times to initiate something? When are good times for harvesting? So this really struck me. So to the average person, there's no measurement of the future because it represents a void. Because we haven't created it, we haven't manifested it, it can feel like a mystery. Well, yes, we can imagine it, we can create a vision, but for most of us, we don't really know if it's going to happen. So our only link with the future is an analysis. And here's the key thing as it relates to manifesting, is that it comes from a measurement of our past experiences, our history. And we've got this, definitely at the unconscious mind level, an expectancy that history always repeats itself. And a lot of people's complaint is, if I had only known. And when we plan constructively, when we are clear, when is the best time to initiate a new intention, an objective, when we know when is a good date to kind of set our harvest for it, our success rate can go up. So planning constructively, yes, we do. If you're following a manifesting system, which is what I propose and what I share with my students and in my book, Mindful Achiever, it's a system to manifest. So when you plan constructively, and that free little gift, Kickstart Your Manifesting Journey, is going to help you with that it can help you to almost view and plan the future. And not just from a place of sitting on the sofa, imagining something, and then getting on with your day and completely forgetting and not tuning in, not reactivating your objective, your vision, your intention. There is something about set it and forget it, but usually the kind of intentions and objectives we want to work on for most of my clients and students is there's a high desirability. And usually when there's a high desirability, on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being highly desirable, there's also a high perceived difficulty because we've got evidence of it not happening. We've got evidence of lack. We are not seeing it. And then that leads us to fixating on we've got to have it, or fixating on this is where it's going to come from. And it was the last episode, I think it was 168, where I talked about letting go of the outcome. So if you've not listened to the last episode, I highly recommend it. So when you are doing, another term I really like is strategic manifesting, you're not just taking a simple wish and letting it go. You're rigorous. Why is it that I want this right now? What do I sense it's going to provide me? How will my life change? And really tuning into the emotion and that energy of the future. Because that is what can drive you. I listened to an interesting meditation from Dr. Joe Dispenza. You may have heard about. It's called changing boxes. Changing boxes. He has a short one, like 23 minutes, and then he's got one that's like 50 minutes. It's quite long. And the notion is that we can't create a solution, or we can't manifest what we want in the same mind that created it. I mean, this is a common sentence, common statement and belief. So his method was, you're in this box. You're trying to create something. You're trying to solve a problem. You're trying to manifest something. And we're in this box. We can't see outside the box. We don't have an experience of being outside the box. And if we think about our personal history, which is stored in our unconscious mind, our body as the storehouse, it holds our experiences, doesn't it? And in that holding of our experiences, we have, at an unconscious level, an expectation we're going to repeat the past. And especially if we've been working hard on something, we've been wanting something, we've been fixating on something, whether it's something in your body that you want to heal, or whether it is you want to increase income in your business, or you want to improve the quality of your relationship, or you want to get into a relationship. The higher the desirability, circling back to what I started this episode with, usually the higher the difficulty. So again, your desirability on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being very desirable, 1 being, don't really, it's okay if it happens. And then on the difficulty level, a 10 perceived difficulty means nearly impossible, my friends. Nearly impossible. And why is it nearly impossible? You've got a lot of evidence, a lot of life experience of it not happening. And that nearly impossible, when it's a 10 level in difficulty, you've got a huge gap. So if you think about something that's easy peasy, something that you don't have a lot of energy on it, desirability, yeah, that'd be nice. You don't have a lot of negative experience of working on it and it not happening. You don't have a lot of history of trying to make it happen and it not happening. So it's not a Grand Canyon objective, is it? It's not, this is where I want to go, and this is this huge gap, this huge leap. It's small. It's small. And a lot of people have great skill at manifesting the small things. Parking spaces, or that if you've been overworking yourself, clients will cancel. And you're like, oh, I get that breather. I can go take a nap, or I can go walk. And I've been talking to some of my coworkers that they have that skill and ability, where that, and at the unconscious mind, it will take care of you by, it seems like magic. Oh, the client has to reschedule. Oh, I get a breather. Okay. And you have an extended period of time to rest and recharge. So that's allowing, and this is a really important word I just said, that's allowing your unconscious mind to take care of you. It's allowing your unconscious mind to find a way for you to rest, relax, and recharge without you canceling the call. You don't want to be unprofessional, do you? You don't want to cancel that, because then it means, oh, the client's not going to pay me for that session. Or it means that I'm not turning up as a consistent person. It could break down trust. There's also a lot of reasons why we might not want to cancel a call, when at our body level, we need to cancel the call. So, your unconscious mind taking care of you. Do you allow and trust in the ability of your unconscious mind, your body, to help you achieve things? I know you trust it when you get in your car. You trust that you remember how to drive. You trust that your awareness, your muscle memory of how to hold the steering wheel, how to navigate the brake pedal and the gas pedal, how to scan all around for cars in either lane, car in front of you, car behind you. There are so many things that you've got to hold in your awareness when you drive a car. It really is bogglebook to me that we can drive at all. I mean, when I even tune into the complexity when I first learned how to drive, I couldn't have a conversation. I couldn't have the radio on. There was so much to pay attention to. Well, what drives the car now? It's not your conscious mind, my friends. It's your unconscious, that muscle memory. Maybe that's a good way to think about it. And so you can have a conversation. You could be talking on your cell phone. You could be listening to music. You could be thinking about what you want to eat for dinner tonight because you've got freed up space because your unconscious mind is doing the doing. It's driving the car. And that's how I talk about manifesting. You have clarity in what you want. Your conscious mind is the decider. There's a whole lot of this in the Mindful Achiever book. If you've not got the book, I highly recommend it. It's going to really, I think, change how you perceive manifesting. It's going to give you a path, a strategic way to manifest. It's going to give you a system. And then once you've got that, set it and forget it. Tune in, obviously, for what needs doing, but set it and forget it. Okay, so when you trust the process, when you trust your body, then you can achieve those bigger objectives. But we're going to circle back to what I was talking about in the beginning, that often what limits our progress, what limits our manifesting success, is our memory of all the times we tried it and it didn't work. And so what would we call those? If we're talking about strategic manifesting, what would we call those thoughts that I've tried this before and it didn't work? What's going to make the difference now? I've got a whole track record. I've got evidence of it not working. What's going to change? What's going to change our view? Because it's now stored in our unconscious mind. It's stored in our body. It's now muscle memory of if I do this, this is what's going to happen. So a part of us actually just lets go, hands over, accepts fate, and that's not what we want at all. We don't want that surrender to the eventual outcome that we've experienced. We want to take the reins at strategic moments in time. Circling back to the beginning of this, I'm going to repeat this because I think it's really helpful to understand. The average person has no measurement of the future because it feels like a void. It's not been manifested yet. It's a mystery. And our only link with the future is an analysis and measurement of past experiences with the expectation that history will repeat itself. So we don't want to get stuck. We don't want to be controlling the process, but we also don't want our body to be creating the future based on our past. What do? Well, that gap I talked about, that Grand Canyon gap that may feel like Grand Canyon because you've never experienced it. You've only experienced frustration and difficulty. I was talking to a client who's become a dear friend of mine. And let's see, it was about 4 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago. She was excited, over the moon with this business idea. And she has a lot of experience being an executive coach. She has a lot of experience with raising really amazing children who are now well into their adulthood. She has credibility. She has vast experience. So she says, I'm going to create a program that will help parents of teenagers because I've navigated that so well, even despite difficulties. And I'm also a very good coach. So she joined a program, and the program guided her to create her own program, teaching parents how to do this. She joined another program, how to become an excellent speaker on the stage, because that's how you get leads, right? They see you on stage, whether it's virtually or in person. She did both. She joined a program how to be a phenomenal speaker, how to create a TED Talk. She joined a program on how to, what was that? I can't remember the last one, is how to maybe convert clients. So getting that free session with you and converting them to a paid client. She was motivated, so motivated, and she was coming from this place of a passion to serve, a passion to help people, and she had the experience. Well, what I've witnessed over the past 4 or 5 years, she's burned out. She's tried this and that program on how to do social media, how to create your own coaching program, how to convert to sell, free sessions to paid sessions, how to do those TED Talks. Oh my gosh, my friend, she spent so much money. And her heart is in the right place. She's burned out, literally. It's affecting her adrenal glands, affecting her body. So she's got what I would call that Grand Canyon of perceived difficulty. It's impossible. I've tried and tried and tried and tried. And this is what breaks my heart. When people finally find their way to me, they have tried so many things that have not produced the results they've wanted, and they're in despair, a little depressed actually. And so unpacking and unraveling their history is what I would call clearing blockers. They're self-defeating, unconscious habit patterns, way of thinking, a way of doing, a way of being. And it's those patterns that are making the choices. Enroll in that new social media marketing technique, growing your YouTube channel. Enroll in this one. It's going to finally help me be a really good storyteller. Enroll in this program. So what it's doing, that part that's making the choices, is recognizing a gap in their learning, but it's not recognizing that they have to clear the blocks and the failures. Nothing wrong with setting a really deeply desirable objective, having a 10-level desirability in your intention, your goal, your objective. But without a technique to clear the blocks and the beliefs and the mindsets and the habits, the self-defeating choices, you're just filling that big gap, that Grand Canyon, with one more failure. And it makes me so sad. So my method, my system is creating that deeply desirable objective while paying attention to what you've tried in the past and clearing the blockers. Because without paying attention to those, you're just going to repeat the past. And that's not strategic manifesting, not by any means. Strategic manifesting is know where you want to go, hand over, and check in. Do I have any blockers influencing my thinking, my choices? Do I have any self-defeating habits? I mean, it sounds kind of heavy. It's not heavy. It can be quite light, quite an easy, buoyant process. And that's another indication you're on track. If you're doing white knuckle manifesting, white knuckle goal setting, you're not aligned. You're not on track. It should be buoyant. It should feel easy. It should feel like flow. All right, we covered a lot today. Hopefully I've given you some food for thought and that this is resonating for you. Maybe you're having some ahas. And if you ever want to book a conversation with me about helping you understand what's in that gap, because I'm pretty intuitive and I can help you unpack that, absolutely reach out. You can find me on Instagram on Mindful Achiever. And you can also go to mindfulachiever.com and you can click the contact. I really want you to feel manifesting can be light and easy again, even if your personal history does not say it has been. All right. So as we wrap up, when you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love, many blessings, and bye for now.